Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. Whippy!
All right, guys. So today what I wanted to talk about was just putting together your portfolio for presentation. I think this is as DesignerCon is coming up and CTN, you know what I'm saying, is coming up, is you're going to be showing people your portfolio. All right. I would advise, once again, when you go and show people your portfolio, when you meet them at CTN Expo or DesignerCon or any convention that you go to, you want to just make sure that you have some effective questions. And the thing is make sure that you have appropriate questions when you're going up to these people, okay, when you're going to talk to them. So the idea is to have a limited amount of questions, so to be prepared, but also when you're going up to them, just make sure that you're paying attention and looking at their work too. Just look through their books, look at their artwork, especially if it's a field that you want to get into, whether a character designer, prop designer, concept designer, BG, whatever it is that they're doing, you're probably going to be familiar with them. And even if you're not, just take the time to really don't stand away from people's booths or what, just you're there for research. Just look at this when you're going to conventions as a research, okay? And you're trying to just discover what it is these people do. Try to find out what they did to get in the industry. Oftentimes you're going to hear that maybe they knew someone. So that often is a way that people get in. But more importantly, make sure that you have your portfolio and it's set up in a right way, that you're selling yourself. The biggest thing that I see oftentimes, let me just go up here to my portfolio on my site, is the thing is just organization of your portfolio. Make sure that your device, if you have a device, whether you have an iPad, is working. In all honesty, I don't think it's effective to show people your portfolio on an iPhone or a little small device unless you got a big one. Just again, whether you have a little laptop, otherwise you have actual physical portfolio, a little book, maybe you've put together your own printed book of your portfolio. Just that the limited amount that you can show, you maybe you just want to show people anywhere from about 15 to 20 pieces, and they're going to know exactly from the very beginning when they look at that first design or drawing, whatever you have, whether this is going to be a good portfolio or not. But I think it's very important to also separate things. When you're showing people your work, make sure you're not showing them a portfolio that you're showing backgrounds, and all of a sudden you show characters, and you're showing some backgrounds again, and that it's all over the place. Try to keep it consistent. And more than anything, what you're going to always be asked at these conventions is people are going to ask you, what do you want to do? So try to be very specific. You can't just say you want to be an artist. You can't just say that you want to draw for animation. Well, do you want to be a character designer, prop designer, background layout artist? Do you want to be a color stylist? Try to think of where it is. You can't just say, well, I just want to do concepts. It's too broad of a term. And I think you just got to try to just hone it in a little bit more, and your work's going to speak for itself. So people are going to be looking at your work and they're going to make that judgment straight away. The thing that I see missing all the time is just production portfolios. Is people are just throwing in artwork of the artwork they like to do, but it's very important to make sure that you're building up the production set of your portfolio. When I have my portfolio, I think I would advise, this is a nice, easy way to do it, but creating just different genres in your portfolio. So as you're looking at this, I got my feature animation, I got my TV animation, I got my life drawing, my animal and creatures, my miscellaneous, just things that are in the spotlight, whatever that means. That's just on my front page. But when I go to the TV animation, I can click on that, and then it just starts to just scroll. I can just go through this scrolling feature right off the bat. you see everything. What you're seeing is just things from some turnarounds, just production art, and that's what I'm showing. I'm showing front 3/4 views. I'm showing the development. I'm showing characters that are in poses of certain attitudes. You know, you can click on these and make them bigger and just scroll through, so it just becomes easier and simpler to look at. I have expressions. And this is a very small amount of my portfolio, of things that are on my portfolio, of my actual body of work. I have a lot more work, but I don't throw everything on there, okay? And then up here I have my bar. Excuse me, just recovering from a cold here, where I have just my animals, different sketches where I'm just showing different things with that. I have my life drawing. All right, so everything that I do is, as you know, is based around character. I'm not doing backgrounds. I'm not doing props. I'm not doing those things. So I'm not going to show those sort of things in my portfolio. So when you're working on your own portfolio and you're putting it together, these are things that you just have to just keep in mind, is just keeping it simple on each page. Try not to just make, you know, one image just show so big on a page. I'm not personally a huge fan of that. I don't want to just see 50 pages with just one image on each portfolio. Ideally, I think the best thing to do is almost like what I just showed you, is try to maybe you have some concepts and some designs up here. You're showing just little thumbnail sketches. You're just trying to figure it out. And then here you have your final image, whether it's a character, a background, whatever it is that you're working on. And just build it up like that. So showing the variety within your portfolio is going to be key. I do see a lot of background portfolios, and I feel like they're just focused on just one idea and one concept. And the reality is, what people are going to want to see for production, well, they're going to want to see, maybe there's the bird's eye view where you're sort of like looking, you know, down upon something. Maybe there's the worm's eye view where we're just seeing it from, you know, the ground up, and we're seeing this whole other different perspective there. Maybe you're going to have just the angle, you know, again, just creating just more dynamic angles of whatever that may be your final shot that you're going to show. But you got the top view or bottom view. Maybe you're showing, if you're going to be doing some color in it, you're doing something like this, and you have it in the morning time as you're setting up your establishing shot. For animation, which we're doing, we got to show our establishing shot, and usually you'll see it sort of truck in to that that environment, whatever it is, and then you go into the showing the characters, whoever they may be. But maybe you're showing it in the morning time, maybe you're showing it in the evening time, maybe you're showing what it looks like. Maybe all of a sudden there was a lightning storm, or there was snow on the ground, and you got all the snow on the ground, and now you got that house that's like covered in snow, but even here it was just during dusk, and over here it was at dawn, and you're showing that. So you're really showing people that you're capable of the production process. And that's really the biggest thing that I feel is missing mainly in most people's portfolios, is that production portfolio. And that's what you're going to keep getting feedback. Every time you go up to someone, when you see them at the convention you go to and meet these artists, they're going to just want to see that, and they're going to be advising that all the time. You need to make it more production savvy, because this is what you're doing every day. On production, what you're going to be getting, you're going to be getting a breakdown. You got your show that you're working on. You're going to have a breakdown that will tell you all these different characters or backgrounds or props or anything that you need to do. And you may only have anywhere from 2 weeks to up to 4 weeks to design on your show. And so you're going to be going through all of these different concepts, and you just need to now create little thumbnails and roughs that you're going to show to your director or your client if you're working, you know, depends what sort of environment you're in. And they're going to approve it. So, okay, oh, I got to draw this character running and is tied up. Okay, well, now I got my character, and I've drawn them, and this guy's all tied up and is in his, you know, in the rope, and the rope's flying, and is sort of screaming as is sort of running through there in the scene. We need that because that's a special pose. And you've designed your character, and you got to put him on model to the show that you're working on, to whatever that character may look like. And you're doing that, you show that to your director, and he's going to say, no, that's not work. Let's just try to get this view where maybe the character is, you know, running forward. Oftentimes you might even be working on a off of what's called special poses, where you're working off of designs based on the storyboard. Okay, so that's something where it's already established. So the storyboard artist has already shown this shot in the screen, but now I just need to put that on model. But if you're having to do something pre-boards, that's something where you got to show a bunch of roughs. So it's best to, not that you're going to show, it's not going to be this rough, I'm doing this for speed, but you're going to show just a lot of the different variety until you settle on your actual design. So think like a production designer, because remember, this is the industry that you're wanting to get into. You want to work, if you want to work in animation, this is the sort of stuff you put together. You can't just put together a portfolio built on really just your own personal fun little drawings. You got to have that too, but you got to have production. So for character design, it's the front 3/4 view is a main view. I personally think, and I hope none of you guys have put too much work into this, but my biggest pet peeve in a portfolio, and I don't know why schools teach this or show this, I don't know where it came from, but when they want you to put together a portfolio that's all built on one theme, you know, where, okay, we're going to make the portfolio and it's all built on one theme, and that theme is going to be about a tribe in the Amazon rainforest. Okay, so I want you to design the characters based on these Amazon characters. Now you're going to show props of those Amazon things, and you're going to show an environment with that. So now you're doing everything, where most studios are looking for specialists. They want you to excel at one thing. They're either hiring a background designer, layout, color stylist, a specific job. They're not hiring a jack of all trades. Some productions, some game studios, things like that, they kind of want you to be a generalist and you kind of gotta work on everything and do everything. But I think it's important to get strong in one area and try to be as good as you can be in that one area. And so they're building these portfolios all based on one genre. But what is this industry about? It's about versatility. You gotta be versatile. And if you're just showing me one way of doing things, well, how do I know that maybe if your whole portfolio is based on something where you're sort of like drawing people, and maybe it's just a little bit more, you know, the characters are just a little bit more, I don't want to say that this is sort of portraity, but maybe it's kind of getting into the idea where it's just kind of like this sort of thing. I don't know, that guy's got a bandana on, blah, blah, blah. Knock this guy out, and this guy's based on more sort of human proportions, and the character kind of looks more like this. But the reality is there's going to be a show where the character just kind of needs to look like this, and again it's sort of like completely you know, cartoonized in a way, and you're not showing that you have that capability of going from this style to this style. Well, now you've just sort of really kind of limited your potential of possibly getting that job. And that's why you got to show the versatility and variety as much as possible. And having those portfolios that are all based on just one theme is not the greatest idea. And I don't know where it comes from, and I don't know why people do it, and I don't know why they're teaching it. I don't know, maybe they've heard someone else say that's what you're supposed to do. I don't think that's a good thing to do. This whole industry is based on versatility and variety. It's the reason why just within my work and everything that I'm doing, I just try to show just all different sort of styles and different ways of drawing things, because you don't know what it is that you're going to be called upon to do. So that's why I would recommend, you know, you may be doing stuff that is more like this, and then you get stuff that gets just a little bit more cartoony there, right? So having that versatility is key. So just keep that in mind as you go into these conventions and you're going to be showing things to people. I think that's very important. Also, guys, just remember this coming Thursday, the 16th, I'm doing a full day workshop. $175, includes lunch and a free book in Burbank. So you're more than welcome to come and attend to that. Just go to the events below if you'd like to book that. And also at nighttime, we got the drawing party, which is going from 8 to 11, and that's at Titmouse Animation Studios in Hollywood. There's going to be 4 models to draw from. So you get beer to drink and people to meet. So come on by, I'll be there, and a bunch of other people will be there. I think there's already 200 people have RSVP'd. So it's going to be a big fun event, and that one's free to come to. So come on down. And that's it. So thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing. And with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.